Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today's video, I'm just going to talk quick about why we run John Deere hay equipment. Start the video out here. This is our opinion. John Deere is probably not the best, but I'm just giving you the reasons why we run John Deere hay equipment on this farm. Will we always run it? It's up in the air. 460M is in the shop, not because it's broke down, but I want to try and get the preservative applicator on here. I don't know if we're going to get to it before we got to bail again, but we just unhooked it in here, so in case we do have time, we'll get her on. I'll talk about these quick. These applicators are Dorman. They're made in Minnesota here. They're actually made right by us. I don't know if you guys can read that. Anyways, highly recommend them. I think the whole kit is only like $1,600 or something, and it don't take too much hay to pay for that. Paid for it in like one baling when I went and got it. It was late fall and having a hard time getting hay to dry, so went and picked that up and absolutely love it. Don't use it on very much per year, but sure is nice to have. I'll probably have it on all my balers from now on. I talked about this when I got this 460 this spring new. These kicker springs. Haven't broke one yet. They are really nice. They're probably, gosh, they got to be double the size. So, other than that, love this baler. Not much to talk about. I mean, it's just worked. So, I have ran all the John Deere series from 435, 466, 467, 468, 469, and 460s. And there are series to stay away. Stay away from the 466s. Nothing but issues, net wrapping issues, and they have a stuffer feeder system in the pickup, so your capacity is half. If anyone is out there looking for a John Deere round baler or wants to talk, feel free to get a hold of me. I will give you all my knowledge of what it's worth. Just trying to help you out. But so 467 was the first good baler. The only thing the 467 really lacked is it didn't have big float tires and it didn't have this roller wind guard. So that was the huge upgrade going to the 468 was, like I said, the roller wind guard and heavier chains and sprockets too. But mainly this this roller wind guard. It just makes a heck of a difference in heavy hay because it sandwiches the hay between that roller and the pickup teeth. And once you get it in there, it can't get out, and then it goes right into the rotor and up into the baler. These balers have awesome capacity, and I guess I would like one with knives to try one. But knives, they cut your capacity by 30 to 40% just because you're trying to fit that material through another limiting device. They take extra horsepower and use extra fuel, but and I'm sure they're more maintenance. So maybe when we upgrade the other baler, we'll get one with a cutter and then have one with and without. But other than that, trying to think, give you guys advice. Right now we've been running edge-to-edge net wrap instead of cover edge, just because when we stack inside on end, it gives you enough room to get the pallet forks between instead of catching that cover edge. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I should cover about the balers. I have ran Vermeer. I've run in. I used to do a lot of custom baling, and I've ran with a lot of other colors, New Holland, Vermeer, Claws, and nothing really competes. I have been eyeing the McHale's, but there's just so much more going on. And another reason why I like the John Deere balers is they're simple. I don't believe there's any other baler on the market that I can think of that has less chains and sprockets. you get into them clauses, holy cow, I think they had like 13, 14 chains on them. Just more wear parts. So simplicity. Price ain't so good, but you pay that upfront price and they hold their value. I don't know if anyone can argue much on this green paint really holds its value. So just out in the machine shed here, I'm going to show you some cool options that I like on John Deere. Start with the steel rolls. Any disc spine manufacturer, if you're looking for conditioners, go with steel rolls. No maintenance, way better crimp, in my opinion. Talked about it in another video. I believe John Deere is the only one that still has skid shoes. So you can adjust your cutting height from your cutter bar tilt angle separately. Huge in my book. Next is down here. I'll get this apart and show you. Okay guys, I just took the top of the turtle shell off here. And I'm going to show you the nice thing about John Deere disc spines. I don't know if any other manufacturers offer this. I can't speak for that. I don't believe so. But anyways, you can see this disc spine is set up for center rotation. That's the way they're going to spin. So these 4 turtles spin inwards, and them 4 turtles over there spin inwards. Okay, well, the nice thing about adjustability, you pick this up. I should have brought my magnetic mount. Anyways, pick this up, spin it 180 degrees, and look at that. So this turtle will spin in. I don't know what happened there. Anyways, so this turtle will spin in. So you got your center rotation, and that turtle is spinning out now. So you can set up these turtles to spin either direction. Now you guys say, whoa, why would you want to do that? Okay, well, windrow formation is one of them. So if you got a heavy center of your windrow and it's not drying, take in either your middle 2, or take 1 on each side, turn it around. So then these 2 are throwing hay in, this one throws it out. So then you'll build up hay on both sides and less in the middle. So you have a way smoother across windrow. Sometimes in shorter crops and thinner crops, you might want to set up counter rotation, they call it. And they do some from the factory. I don't know how they decide how to set them up from the factory or not. But some come center rotation and some come counter rotation, where every other disc is turning a different way. So, and while we're down here, I'll tell you what else I don't like about John Deere. These turtle shells. They only last about 12 to 1500 acres, and they wear through right here. So rotation is good. I do believe that other manufacturers' turtle shells are probably stronger, or thicker, so they last longer. But it's just a price to pay. And then also these shear hubs. I don't have the impact. Take this bolt off right here, but this square flange right here is your shear hub. I believe John Deere was the first one to come out with them. So if you hit an obstacle, it shears the splines in here. Actually, I'll grab a socket and show you guys when I'm down here. Okay, so I took this big bolt out. Take this nut off, or spacer. And so you can see it's on a spline shaft. I'll pull this shear hub. I don't know if you guys can see it, but see how it's got them keyways. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them, and not the whole shaft. So how that works is them keyways will shear if you hit a rock, so it doesn't stop the rotation of that shaft and mess up gears inside. I cut a lot of rough ground and go faster, hit a lot more obstacles than the average person. I probably use I probably go through a dozen of them shear hubs a year. So maybe not that many, but 10, 8 for sure. So I do heavily rely on shear hubs. John Deere does have quick change knives also, but I believe they took them off the market due to not having the actual knives. The knives themselves are different and they can't stock them. So that's something to look for or look into. If you're buying a disc spine from any manufacturer, I would highly recommend getting one with an even amount of turtles. This one's got 8. This is a 13.5 foot cut or whatever. But some of them will have 7 or 9 or whatever it may be. And I have found that because I either set them up, like I said, center rotation, I believe is how 99% of the manufacturers set them up. Well, you'll have a heavier side of the windrow, so you won't have even drive down. And in my opinion, the dry down is hugely relied on a uniform windrow and as wide as possible. So, and I guess I can show you here, these bearings right here are the ones that everybody worries, or these ones will fail first, and everybody worries about them contaminating the oil. I guess there is idler, or what would you call them, idler bearings? I'm going to call them idler bearings, that's not the right word, but anyways, there's bearings in a shaft right here on them plugs. So them can fail, but them are really uncommon to fail, I guess. So, and you can see the wear right here on the John Deere stuff. It's all wear parts, guys. Between the disc spine and the balers, I probably got $15,000 worth of John Deere parts on hand just because this stuff wears. If you're going to use it, it's going to break. I got a bunch of shear hubs, I got gears, I got a whole assembly here, all on the shelf. I know it's not feasible when you first start out, guys, but as you get going, really focus your money on that. Breakdowns are money spent or are costing you. So have the parts on hand, especially with what's going on in the world, the supply chain shortage. I mean, this crap is getting really old of having to have extra what you normally would have on hand, but it's just the way we got to live. So this goes on just like that. That bolt goes down. Pound it down with an impact. 24 mil and 18 mil sockets and an impact. And you can pretty much do whatever you want on this cutter bar as far as what I got. So I'll get this buttoned up and we'll go from there. So that's pretty much it on these disc spines. I guess breakdown issues, tensioner springs, them will break. Conditioner bearings, them went out at about 2,000 acres. I'm trying to think what else. This is just stupid on John Deere's part, in my opinion. I covered it on another video. There's no bushing or anything. This is your windrow adjustment. It just rides on that metal. And what do you think it's going to do? Wears right through that tube. Conditioner flap fell out. And it isn't the biggest deal. Yeah, you just weld that back together. But in order to get it back in there, got to take the whole rear end of this disc spine off. All them bolts have to come out to get that stupid flat back in there. So John Deere, put a damn bushing in there on both sides. So that's my biggest complaint on this thing. It is relatively new, but it's got a ton of acres. I think it's an 18 or a 19, but it's got a ton of acres on. I am really worried about upgrading, because I don't believe they make the 900 series disc spines anymore. They all went to the C metric sizes, and that is a whole different frame. And them frames are fine, because they use the same frame on the 800 and the 700 series. Them frames are fine until 11.5 foot cut. once you put a wider header on them, they're short, so they pull sideways, and the windrow formation and everything just completely sucks. There's a lot of guys that went to the C400, 500 series and have had nothing but issues. So I don't know what the next machine will be, but we can just go from there. And that goes on to my next conversation. I'll walk over by the baler. To continue on from that discipline conversation about the newer models. That's why it took me so long to get a 460 on this farm. These guys had a lot of issues when they first came out. Well, not a lot. I guess the main issue is the doors were manufactured wrong. So the bale would get stuck in this gate when you opened it. That was one of them. They had the manufacturer tolerances off. And another issue is the net wrap roll and this net wrap box. This rubber roll was manufactured with the wrong material, so the net wrap would stick to it. Trying to think of what other... Oh, and then they had some density issues. They had a defect in density valve. I don't know what the fix was there. So guys, if you're gonna buy a 0 series round baler from John Deere, make sure it's a 2020 or newer, year 2020 or newer. So they really got them. This is a 22, bought new this spring. They really got the issues figured out on these. They're not as fast as the, what are them, 900 series or whatever, John Deere, the high capacity balers, but they work. So in closing, a lot of these guys on YouTube say, oh, we run John Deere because of the dealer support. Well, that ain't why there's green paint here. Our ag dealer network in this area sucks. I've had nothing but issues with them. But, and to be frankly honest, this baler and disc spine was going to be red this year. I almost dropped the ball on a Case deal. Case IH, because our Case IH dealer is pretty good in the area. The salesman's good anyways. And, but I bought a new 0-turn lawnmower from Deere, from a different John Deere dealer, a little bit farther away. Still close enough to do service. I think they're about an hour, 45 away. Anyways, they're starting to get more into the ag stuff. They got mechanics and stuff, so I decided to give them a try. If you're in the area. Awesome people to work with. Awesome. So they kept green alive on this farm for now. So, well, anyways, guys, that was a video everybody wanted on Facebook and some on YouTube. So let me know what I didn't cover. Any questions? So we'll leave it there. I'm sure I'm forgetting stuff. These videos are hard to make. You have everything in your mind, and then your mind goes blank as soon as you start talking on camera. But anyways, like I said, drop a comment, questions, concerns, whys, and we'll leave it there. Sorry for the messy shop. I didn't have time to clean it. So please like, comment, subscribe. Follow along for more. Talk at you later. I guess I'll give John Deere one more quick props. Anyone's looking for a 0-turn mower, these 900 series commercial 0-turns are top of the line. It's a little filthy. My wife was using it to brush hog the pasture. So these things are absolute animals. Now back to this disaster.